So again, I'm David Waldas, founder of Aligned Living. So this visualization comes in two parts. The first part of it is going to be accessing our sovereignty. And we'll go ahead and take those steps first. Then I'll explain part two once we've accessed this sovereign state. And so I want you to take a minute and just get comfortable. I find that it's easiest if you're sitting in a place where you're not going to be disturbed for a few minutes. Now I want you to get in touch with what you're feeling, closing your eyes now and just sensing out from your body. What are you picking up? Are you aware of other people that may be in the building you're in? Other people that may be in the immediate surroundings? All the sounds that you're picking up on? All the environmental noise? All of this has way more impact on us than most of us know. And so we're going to do this visualization to separate ourselves from it. Instead of entraining and connecting with all these external influences, we're going to let go of those and bring our awareness within ourselves, bring our entrainment within, and entrain with ourselves, align with ourselves instead of the external. And so I find it really helpful to take your hands and hold them out, visualizing, picturing them as these cords that run out from your hands and connect with all these different relationships, with all the different influences in your life, with all the different sounds you're picking up on. And in just a minute, we're going to go ahead and close all those cords off, close off all those connections, and access the sovereign state separate from them. And so as you're visualizing all of those cords, all those connections, all those sensors coming from your hands, in just a minute I will count to 3, we'll close our hands into a fist and bring our hands down to our lap, and just give permission for all of those cords to turn right off. So on 3, 1, 2, 3, close your hands into a fist, slowly bring them down to your lap, and just picture everything shutting down, all that external awareness. Feeling yourself closing off into this little bubble that you can be self-contained in, separate from everything around you. Feeling it closing over the top of your head, around the sides, below your feet, tailbone. Bring your awareness inside now. You can even open your eyes here for just a moment and see what you notice. For so many people, it's just interesting how quiet it becomes, how much less external influence there is. Take a minute to just take this in. Again, as I was saying, this is a two-step process to this. This is just disconnecting from the external. And so you can imagine if you were in a gathering now where there's lots going on, how separate you would feel from it. How individual in your sovereign state. And so for many people this feels very comfortable at first, but it's not necessarily a place they'd want to stick around. It's really not our end game. What we really want to do is entrain with our own electromagnetic field, our own energy flow. And so anything that's alive has its own energetic field, it has its own flow. And so if you remember back to 7th or 8th grade science, seeing the pictures of the Earth with electromagnetic fields running around it, seeing those dashed lines, so I'll go ahead and put an image up to remind you of what that looks like. You can see how the energy runs through the poles of the Earth and then loops around the outside, and this is what's called a toroidal field. And so all living things have this. And so what we're going to be doing here is entraining ourselves with our own toroidal field, with our own pole, basically, like the Earth has, as opposed to tapping into everything around us. This allows us to be our own influence and not be so influenced by everything around us. And so the next step in the visualization as we move into part 2 is to take your hands now, still with your fists closed, putting one over the heart and one over the area just where your ribs come together. We'll call this area your solar plexus. And as you feel ready, you can go ahead and open your hands, visualizing those same sensors, all those same cords now opening up within yourself. Tap in with your spine, or that core of your own electromagnetic field, where your own energy flows through you. Getting in touch with your spine as you feel this internal connection. And now, just like the Earth, we'll start to invite the energy to run through us, through our own pole, through our own center channel. So we invite the energy to come in through the top of our heads, flowing down the spine, all the way down to the base of our spine, our tailbone, right out the tailbone and feet, and down into the earth. So as we establish this pole now, we'll also invite the energy to come up from the earth. Feeling that same flow coming up, that groundedness from the earth coming up through our feet and tailbone, through the top of the crown, top of the head. Allowing yourself to just feel this flow. And for many of you, you'll start to feel a little bit of a flow of energy. You may feel a little bit of tingling. And if so, great. If not, just simply continue visualizing it. It's something that seems to develop for people over time. So now that we've established this pole, this center channel of energy, we're going to fill our bodies with this energy now as well. So I want you to bring your focus down to your heart as we invite the energy to come in through the top of the head, filling all through the heart and chest, shoulders, shoulder blades, and spine. Inviting the energy to run out your arms, past your elbows and forearms, wrists, hands, to your fingers, all filling with this light. We'll invite that same energy now up from the earth to come up through the spine, through the tailbone, filling all through the heart. As you feel that coming into its fullness now, give it permission to just start to radiate out from you, just broadcasting your beautiful energy as you stay centered in it. The bigger this energy gets, the more it insulates you from what's going on around you, the more it supports other people as well to step into their alignment. Continue to move our focus now down the spine to the area we call our solar plexus, just below the ribs. Inviting the energy to come in through the top of our head, filling all through the solar plexus, through the ribs, internal organs, down the spine. Perfect. So you feel that come into its fullness. We invite the energy from the earth to come up and fill that space as well. And then invite the energy that's filled all around the solar plexus to join in with what we've already filled around the heart, creating this sphere of light that covers around the heart and solar plexus. Letting it radiate out from you as you stay centered in it, broadcasting. Beautiful. Moving down to just below your navel, to what we call the sacral. Inviting the energy come in through the top of your head, all the way down your spine, continuing to fill through the sacral region, all through those internal organs, even down into the hips. If you find any resistance, find yourself having a tough time visualizing it, it's just like filling a bathtub. You're just turning on the tap here. So just check, is the energy flowing in through the top of your head? Perfect. It's just going to fill through this space. As that comes into its fullness now, we invite the energy to come up from the earth, filling that space around the sacral as well. Letting it join in with that sphere of light that's already around the heart and the solar plexus. Letting it join in and get bigger and bigger, radiating out as you stay centered in this very peaceful place within. Perfect. Now we'll bring our focus down to our tailbone, to what we call our root, at the very base of our spine. So we invite the energy to continue coming through the top of our head, all the way down the spine, filling through the tailbone, now down the legs, to the knees, past your calves and shins and ankles, feet, toes, all filling with this light. It continues even out the base of the spine down into the earth, where that pole, that center channel running through your body continues into the earth as we invite that energy from the earth to come up as well, filling through this space. Letting the energy around the root, the base of the spine, fill now and connect with that sphere of light we already have running around our heart and solar plexus and sacral, radiating out, expanding more and more, holding your space for you, insulating you more and more from all those challenges outside of you, all the challenging people and situations, where you get to be in this beautiful, comfortable place within. Moving our focus now up to our throats, as we invite the energy from above our head to come in, flowing through, filling through the throat, neck, spine, all lighting up with that beautiful energy, and the same energy coming up now from the earth, filling through the throat area as it joins that sphere of light around the rest of the body, radiating out, broadcasting. Beautiful. Bring our focus onto our forehead, the area known as the third eye, as we invite the energy to come in through the top of our head, filling through the third eye, through our forehead, and really through our whole skull and sinuses. So it runs through our brain, spinal column, spine. Quite often people feel themselves slowly just bringing their focus to the back of the brain, right where the spinal column and brain connect. Moving us to a much more flowing, relaxed state as we invite the energy to move through the ears and eyes, cheeks and nose, jaw, teeth, tongue, all lighting up with this beautiful energy as the same energy we invite up from the earth, filling the space all through our head, letting it join with that sphere of light around the rest of our body, radiating out. Bring our focus now to that last little bit on the top of the head, the area we call our crown. And that channel of light, that pole running out the top of our head, we're just filling with the light now, and filling with that energy, that electromagnetic field that is precisely us. Inviting the energy up from the earth to support that as well. So now our whole center channel is completely lit up. Our whole pole and body is just radiating out this beautiful energy. That was the final step in this initial visualization, is we're going to start to get in touch with and entrain with, connect with our own toroidal field, just like that of the earth. Visualizing the energy, electromagnetic energy gathering above the top of the head, letting it run down the spine, out the base of the tailbone, looping around the outside of you, just like the earth's toroidal field. And just letting go of it, letting it flow on its own, feeling that move through your brain and spine, tailbone. Taking a minute to just enjoy this energy. Because it is you. And this is what we feel like when we're entrained with ourselves, with our own alignment. When we're sovereign from all of those influences outside of us. It can be very helpful to spend some time meditating in this space as well. I hope you've enjoyed this visualization and are finding it really useful to you. And so, like I said, this is the core of the work that we do with our clients. It's what we base the rest of our coaching on. And so if you're really enjoying this and getting to spend some time in here and feeling how powerful it really is, and you'd like the support of one of our coaches, that's exactly what we provide at Aligned Living. And so please do take a look at our website, see if there's a coach there that resonates with you. And if you're not quite sure where to go from there, you can contact us and we can help guide you through the next steps. We'll enjoy putting this state of consciousness, this flow state, this sovereign state to work for you. And we look forward to hearing from you and seeing how we can support you in the future.